Hey everybody, I'm Clara and this is Heavenly Declarations. I haven't been on for nearly 2 weeks. I've been really ill. I had a rash all over my torso, completely run down, no energy, lots of sleep, couldn't go into work. I was that bad, so I apologise for not being on. I put a little post on my community board which I thought was quite funny today, so have a look if you want to. So I'm just burning this sage that was made for me actually by a friend. It's really lovely. It really smells divine. So just clearing the energy. So we're going to do a general energy checkup regarding your person, be it past or present. See what they're thinking. Look at the situation. Get their mood. Put some tarot on it. We'll get a what might happen with another set of tarot and get an angel oracle card to end the read. So we'll first start off with a prayer. I'm trying to be not too loud because it's now 1:45 in the morning and I do have neighbours around, so I don't want to be making too much noise. But we'll start off with the Eternal Messages Oracle deck and see what this person may want to say to you, and then we'll get into the situation. Heavenly Father, Archangels and Spirit Guides, enter this reading with your white, loving, protective light. Allow me to receive only the clearest and accurate messages for the highest good of whom I read. May I call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Raphael to call upon witness and protect and heal any energies that need protecting and healing. So this person doesn't want you to give up on them. They're also trying to connect with you telepathically. So you may, sometimes pick up this person's presence, or you may get downloads, messages from this person in your dreams, or you may even just hear them. You may, they may be tapping into you like on a, telepathic psychic level. So you definitely have a spiritual connection with this person, whether you're with them or not, okay? And they're being subliminal with how they feel. So they're not being upfront. They're kind of like, anytime they try to let you know how they feel or what's going on, they kind of like plant seeds, okay? So then you can figure things out for yourself, okay? I don't think they've ever really been 100% direct with you, but we shall see. What we need to know, what this person like to say to you. I need my glasses. It feels like something is missing without you around. So this person is missing you, and I'm hearing they distract themselves to fill a void, okay, and the void is you, okay. So they may be spending more time with family, friends, more time at work. I'm hearing meeting and greeting people, so they may be like dating, okay. So this is probably somebody from your past or somebody that you've recently split up from. So they're using other people to try to distract themselves from you. The sexual thoughts that run through my mind. So they still think of you in a sexual way, okay. But I'm also hearing sexual addiction. So this person thinks about you sexually, but they also, I'm hearing sexually promiscuous. So this person may have sexual addictions, okay, and I hear wild thoughts. So they may be quite risque on a sexual level, all right? But I think it's hampering them a little bit, okay, especially when it comes down to you. I'm also picking up that they may fantasize about you when they're with other people, okay, And when they think of the future, they want you in their future, okay? Even though we're not together, I just can't see myself letting you go. Yeah, I mean, so you're definitely not with this person, but yeah, they don't want to let you go. When they think of the future, they place you in that future, okay? What else? So they don't want to let go of you, okay? I'm feeling the consequences of my actions. So they did something, okay? I'm hearing they may have ghosted you, left you hanging. They could have entered another relationship, okay? But they're definitely feeling the consequence of that, all right? So I'm hearing like the grass wasn't greener. I've put myself first, and I've been seeing it's only hurting me. So yeah, they were selfish, all right? They didn't prioritize you, all right? And I don't know how to express my love to you, so I keep it inside. Yeah, and this is another reason why they kind of like kept you guessing, okay? You know, maybe drop little hints to make you kind of, you know, figure things out for yourself about how they felt. But whatever they did to you, be it cheat, move on, not prioritize you, they're actually feeling the consequence because they do miss you, okay? And they can't let go of you, all right? And they're still attracted to you. And I'm getting like, be it male or female, this person, when they have sexual encounters, they kind of, they think of you, okay? To fulfill what they want to fulfill. Let's see what the situation might be. Let's see what the situation might be. So you are looking after yourself, you're healing, okay, and you're taking time to appreciate you again. So I'm getting at a point you probably, this person may have devalued you in some manner, okay, so you may be praying, you may be reading books, taking time for yourself. And I think it's because you gave them unconditional love. I think you gave your all to this person. And I'm hearing energy vampire, like they took a lot from you, okay? And they do have a lot of deep love for you, but this person's definitely going out on dates, okay? They're filling their time with other people, okay? While you're trying to make healthy choices in life, okay? And deep down, you're their kind of paradise, you're their like happy zone, okay? But because you're not there and they're, you know, dating around, you know, I'm hearing being sexually promiscuous to fill this void across this situation. Yeah, you ran, okay? I think you probably are very single. You may not want to date anyone, okay? I think this relationship kind of put you off the dating scene, being with other people, okay? You may even fit intimacy now, okay? Because of the tumultuous times that you went through, okay? Yeah, there was some upheaval here, okay? You may have found something out, like if they cheated, it may have been somebody that you knew, or it could have been that you found out there's like a family that you didn't know of, okay? But something was really shocking, okay? And it transformed the whole relationship that you had, okay? Again, you know, you did give them unconditional love, all right? You were very fair, okay? And I'm getting with that balloon, they hid you, okay? Basically, you know, so you decided to run. You know, you're looking after you now. Yeah, wedding. So I'm getting they may have hid a commitment from you, okay? So you have decided to run the other way, okay? They may not have told you. You found out somehow, okay? And addictions. There could have been addictions with you, and that's another reason why you decided to make healthier choices. There could have been addictions in the relationship, okay? I'm getting this person that had quite an addictive personality, okay? Like at one point you really craved their energy, all right? But now they kind of crave yours. But this person could have addictions, all right? I do think you may have broken away from addictions yourself or are trying to. And this is why you're in this self-indulgent energy right now, okay? And really healing, we're doing shadow work, okay? This person may have made you feel like you're quite tied down as well, okay? Like this person could have had emotional blocks, all right? They could have been quite possessive over you, not wanting to let go of you, okay? But there's definitely some kind of bind here, okay, which was very addictive, all right? Like the energy was very addictive. But again, it could have been literally physical addictions with like, you know, drugs and alcohol that you're trying to heal from. This person could be doing the same. Let's see what the tea is. Yeah, they put you in a love triangle, okay? So you probably found out that it's with someone, if not in a marriage, but a definite commitment, okay? And I'm getting... this is your energy, you know, same shit, different day. You know, it just rolled over like the same thing time and time again. And that's another reason you ran from them, because they wasn't giving you anything. And you were just waiting and waiting and waiting, kind of left hanging. And it's just the same thing over and over again. Because they were prioritizing other people. And now you fear intimacy, okay? You don't want to give your energy to people because of that. Moving. So this person may have not told you that they moved in with someone, okay? You could be moving, but I'm getting this person moved in with someone, didn't tell you, and then you kind of found out either through finding fact or just you instinctively knew because they weren't giving you time, okay? Like I'm hearing that, they breadcrumbed you. Yeah, romantic love affair, sex fix, secret lover. So they could have kept you a secret from whomever they were living with, okay? And I'm also getting, they kept you a secret, but they kept their person, whoever they committed to, a secret. So this person enjoys compartmentalizing people, okay? That's what they do, okay? And so they can keep everything secret, okay? So you found out that there was like a secret marriage or a secret family, okay? Or a secret lover that they moved in with, okay? Somebody could be having problems with their car. This person is definitely watching you somehow, like creeping around, okay? We'll take one more. But I think through them, I think you found out, okay, somehow, like instinctively or little things, you know, you may have found, I don't know, empty condom packets or, you know, hotel little business cards and just, you know, like random numbers and little things like that, or you know, they may have blocked you or they came off social media, changed numbers, things like that to make you realise that they were with someone else, okay? Travel. You may want to travel, okay? Or you found out possibly that this person was travelling with someone, okay? You know, with their family, the person whom they're with. And somebody is trying to copy you, okay? They're not trying to copy your work, okay? They're just trying to copy who you are, okay? Because they're trying to be you, they're trying to duplicate you somehow. It's an impersonator, okay? So somebody, possibly whomever they're with, okay, is trying to be like you and do what you do, okay? So, you know, if you, I don't know, if you have a social media platform, they'll, you know, do the same. they'll copy how you dress, they try to copy how you move, they try to copy, you know, whatever talent you have, they try and pick it up, okay? They're trying to duplicate you. And that's another reason why you kind of like turn your back, because it kind of put you off, okay? Like, and this person's not feeling it because they're tied into someone, okay? They could have moved in with somebody that also has addictions, okay? Let's have a look. Let's see if we use these. I don't think we have. We'll get a couple of these, the true emotional. What else is going on with this person? So, bad news and fun. So, this person could be receiving bad news, okay? They may be having tumultuous times in whomever they're living with, okay? This person that you have, the divine feminine, this person's ashamed of some things. They do have a family, so they could be having problems with a family, okay, member or somebody that they're living with, okay? They may end up, you know, having to be arrested for some kind of altercation or something here, okay? You may see this person as a fuck, okay? But this person is definitely receiving some kind of bad news, okay? And it's probably legal, all right? Let's get tarot. So they're definitely feeling some consequence of their actions. So it could be that they're having, you know, they could be arrested for addictions, okay? They may be having problems with whomever they are married to or living with, all right? You know, they're under judgment, all right? And it's something to do with, I'm hearing drink driving, so this person likes to go out celebrating, okay? And they're having some kind of judgment, okay, with people that they are collaborating with and celebrating with, all right? I'm hearing shady deals as well, so yeah, an Emperor, Aries energy. So this Emperor may have done something that is shady, okay, which you may find out about, and that's another reason why you're running from this person. Why are you running away from this person? Why are you running away? Why are you running away? Why are you running away from this person? What made you run from this person? You know, I think it's definitely an up and down relationship, okay? Why are you running away? Because you want peace in your life. You want harmony. You want balance. You realised that it had come to an end. It kind of went full circle. You could be dealing with a fixed sign, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo or Scorpio, okay? And you know, you put in a lot of hard work, and it kind of, you realise that it had to come to a close. You know, you may invested like up to 7 years, okay, and you didn't really reap, you know, too much out of it, okay? You didn't really get anything from this, okay? So you decided to, you know, wrap it up, all right, and move forward, okay? You see it as quite a karmic relationship, okay? Something that was destined to happen to you, to teach you probably how to harmonise your life, how to complete cycles, how to close things, okay, to end things, all right? You may have, you know, always tried to be amicable with people, all right, but you invested a lot of time, and it's come to an end. You want a new cycle. You're running towards the world. You're running towards an ending, accomplishment, achievement for yourself, okay? Something may be happening again with this person, okay? They may want to communicate to you, all right, very quickly, okay? Some kind of fate and karma, okay, is happening here with this person. And what's this shocking news? What's this? You know, you put a lot of time and energy into this person as well. At one point, they could have been your everything. You know, like, you know, you thought you was going to have the world with this person. What's this shocking news for you? What was the shocking news? Secrets. Something was hidden. You found out something, and I think you did that intuitively. Okay, I think you went within. You're very intuitive. It's high priestess energy. Okay, you found out something that was hidden, right? You used discernment. You trusted yourself. You listened to your intuition. Okay. And you realised there were secrets here. So some kind of secret came out. What was this secret? What was this secret? What was the secret? I'm getting you realise that they chose something else here, okay? Because the Three of Cups is upside down. So whatever they chose was kind of like emotionless, okay? But you found out that they weren't accepting your offer and they were looking elsewhere, okay? So you found out that there was someone else for sure, okay? And you had to really remain strong, okay? You went it alone and you moved forward, all right? Things became clear for you, okay? It could have left you to be really depressed at one point, okay? And this person felt like they were choosing happiness, okay? They had other options to choose and they went towards a marriage, a partnership, okay? A secret love affair. Why do you feel like something's missing? So, because they're in a toxic bind, okay, and they fantasize about you, okay, they can't let go of you, okay, there's a very strong attachment, all right, with this devil energy. They could be a Capricorn, yeah, and they're very broken-hearted. They broke your heart, okay, there could have been, you know, definitely a third party. This person may be going through divorce right now, okay, so whatever they went towards isn't working. They're getting bad news, okay. I'm telling you, they've had some kind of like fight with whoever they're with, okay. Police have been involved, and they chain themselves to something very toxic. But I'm also getting, okay, they can't let you go. They still have this very deep obsession about you. And I think this could be another reason why Fog has come up here, okay. Look, they go to self-love. You know, you're loving yourself, okay. And it caused a lot of heartbreak, but they're definitely bound to addictions, okay. They're bound to something very toxic. It was very sexual for them, okay, because they have a lot of sexual thoughts, okay. So they went towards something very lustful, okay, that's bound them, but they can't get rid of your energy. So this person's very lustful, they're very obsessive, okay. What are these sexual thoughts about? Let's start with sexual thoughts. They want to come towards you with the Three of Wands, okay? And the Wands are about movement, passion, energy, okay? Again, they were looking at their options, all right? So I'm getting with the Three of Wands here, okay? They were always looking further down the road for something better, okay? And they had choices, okay? So they had multiple sexual choices here with Three of Wands, okay? They may have travelled backwards and forwards, okay? We do have travel here, okay? They couldn't work, travel for work, okay? This person was very lustful, they had options, okay? And I'm getting like they rotate people here with, you know, there's one behind them, one behind, one at the side, one holding, okay, wands. This person's always kind of rotating, looking ahead, okay, travelling backwards and forwards, being very lustful, okay. They also obsessively think about you because you're trying to create something new for yourself here with the world, okay? You're trying to work hard, invest in you, because when you invested in them, you didn't get much out of it at all, right? Things are falling apart for this person, okay? And you decided to be confident and walk away, okay? Because they just weren't coming forward, right? So with the Three of Wands, I'm getting they were always rotating people, okay, with their sexual lusts. Why don't they want to let you go? Why don't they want to let you go? Why don't they want to let you go? They may like to go away with people as well, because there's boats in the water, okay? Travel backwards and forwards with people. And, you know, you realise that they weren't giving you time. Why can't they let you go? Because they want to win. They'll argue the toss with you, okay? They will lie, they will scheme, they will plot, okay, to make sure they always have the upper hand. They always want the upper hand. So they will plot and scheme and lie, okay, and be sneaky, all right? I'm hearing gaslight you, okay? This is what they did. Always be on the defensive, because they just don't want to let you go, okay? They tried their damnedest to make sure you didn't find out what they were doing. Yeah, they would be really manipulative. They always wanted to win. I'm also getting, okay, that this person is having a lot of arguments and confrontation with whomever they are married to, okay? Because it says bullying, all right? So this person is in something volatile, all right? That's very addictive, okay? Because they are chained to the devil. And that's why they feel like this energy, they're obsessively thinking about you, but they actually chained to something very toxic. And that's why they're feeling the consequences of their actions. What's their consequence? What's the consequence? They thought they were kind of being smart, okay? They thought they could hide their addictions. They thought they could hide, you know, a marriage or commitment, okay? But you use your intuition. You realise that this person wasn't really there for you, okay? With the 4 cups in reverse. They're feeling the consequence of moving forwards, okay? They went in a different direction from you. They left you behind, okay, and thought that they had like the world in their hand. They thought, you know, they were going towards something, you know, great, okay? You know, they thought they were going to have balance. They thought they were going to have reciprocation. They thought they were going to be really happy in a new partnership and a commitment with somebody that they, you know, thought was a divine lover, okay? Tell us about this moving. So I think they lied to you, hid, were sneaky. They moved in with this devil energy. Yeah, they felt it was something, you know, it could have been a legal wedding that they went into, okay? And I think the truth came out, okay? And they are feeling consequence of moving forward, okay? And the scales have to be balanced here, okay? You could be a Libra, but I'm getting they went into a legal marriage, or they set up some kind of home with somebody which was like legal, like, you know, signing on the dotted line. I think they did it really quickly. They thought they was going to get success, and now they're having upheaval, okay? So, you know, legal papers and things were signed, so they could have like bought a house with somebody here, got married, bought a house, okay? Secretly, without you knowing. Although all the while they don't want to let go of you, triangulating you, okay? But they're definitely having upheaval here while you're loving yourself. Tell us about this marriage. Tell about this marriage. So they think it's going into this on a long haul, whether it triggers you or not. I'm really sorry if it does, but you know, they definitely went into some kind of legal marriage here. And there's no passion, no motivation, okay, lack of focus and quality. So it's not working for them, okay. They could have been married to this person for 8 months, 8 years, okay, behind your back, all right. Whomever they married is lazy, toxic, okay, needy, right? And they put themselves first, and it's now not working, okay? but it's legal, they're bound, okay? And, you know, they were, you know, all about the passion, okay? All about their wish fulfillment. They were really quite selfish, okay? You know, they had a desire to move forward. You know, they used, you know, their charm, their wit, inspiration to move forward to something that isn't working. And why did they put themselves first? Why did they put themselves first? Because they thought they were going into a lover's relationship. They thought they were making the right choice, okay? They were in love, okay? They trusted whomever they went towards to marry, okay? And they found out that they are in a toxic relationship, all the while still obsessed with your energy, okay? Not wanting to let you go. You know, they're going to like fight tooth and nail to try and like prove a point here with this Five of Swords. They don't want to lose. This person doesn't like losing. But they went into a union here, okay? A legal union for sure. The justice and the lovers, okay? They juggled you, okay? And, you know, swing around and, you know, give you passion from time to time. Because they were a player. They were being a charmer. Tell us about these addictions. Tell us about these addictions, emotional block. So this person didn't really show their emotions to you. You know, they would swing around from time to time because they were in a marriage or in a family setting. Okay? Could have, you know, got with a Gemini, or they're a Gemini. You could be a Gemini. They're bound in some kind of codependent relationship, okay, which is legal, okay. They set up a legal marriage home with someone, a partnership here, okay, with the Ten of Pentacles, lovers and justice, and it's not working there. You know, the relationship isn't working. And it's codependent. They're dependent on each other for stability, for success, okay. There's legal papers being signed, okay. There's money at stake here, okay. And this is why they never really moved forward to you. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow mover, okay. But they moved towards this marriage because it was more traditional, okay. They felt that they were going to get more out of it on a 3D level, okay. And what they've actually moved towards is something very codependent, all right. It just is. Okay? Addictions, right? It was very lusty, very codependent. They need each other for whatever this Ten of Pentacles is: mortgage, business, cars, legal paperwork, okay. There's, you know, this person is set to lose money, assets, okay. Emperor and Empress. They went into a marriage very quickly here, okay, and kept it a secret, and kept this a secret. Tell us about the secret, lover. Tell us about the secret, lover. Yeah, single, single woman. They kept you a secret. You can look after yourself. They gaslighted you. They blindsided you. They had options. They definitely kept you a secret and tried to use you like, you know, an option, somebody that they can have, you know, a fling with. You know, although you may have been with them a long time, okay, you were somebody that they would just swing around on, okay. They had options. They, you know, triangulated you for sure, okay. And they fed you, you know, wish fulfillments, okay. But some kind of truth came out here, okay, which, you know, broke your heart, right? What's this bad news? So yeah, they kept you a secret. They're overloaded. They want to put some stresses down, okay? They feel very overwhelmed. They're delayed in their life now, okay? And they have unresolved issues that they can't move on from, okay? Because they're bound. They're bound to a toxic marriage that's not working, okay? They thought it was the love of their life. Unfortunately, you know, that's what it was. They put themselves first. They put somebody over you, okay? And they're stuck. They have a lot of emotional baggage. They're having emotional blocks, okay? All right? And, you know, you came to the clarity of that. And yeah, and they were, you know, really stingy with you. It's because they invested elsewhere. What's this travel? They can't move, they're stuck. They're stuck in something legal for sure. Okay. Travel. You may want to get away, okay? You're trying to move on, all right? You're trying to heal and forgive, okay? Because the worst is over, okay? The swords are going to come out of your heart. You're moving on to the world. You're completing cycles, travel again. So you may want to travel. You may want to get away, okay? This person may want to come and reconcile with you and recover what's lost here, okay? Yeah, they want to come and make you some kind of offer because they can't let go of you. Okay, they're feeling the consequences of their actions. What's this funk energy? I'm getting they were quite trashy towards you, okay? You may have had to call the cops on this person, all right? But you just see them as somebody that is quite low vibing right now. You may see them as a bit of a thug. They may have kept certain things that they do a secret from you, okay, which is another shock to you, okay? So you've kind of closed yourself off from this person. You're trying to heal, okay? So I'm getting you quite opposites. This person could have been quite street-like, thug-like, and you were this caring, comforting person, okay? But they're definitely having some kind of drama. I'm getting they were attracted to you because you are this Queen of Cups. You're very healing, okay? They may have wanted a lot of your healing energy, okay? What's this self-love? You're definitely like a Queen of Cups energy, okay? Yeah, you're loving yourself, okay? You're trying to put back into you, okay? And this is another reason why I think this person may have been attracted to you and is still, because you're this Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups energy with the Knight of Pentacles. You're solo, you can look after yourself, you're very healing, very caring, you're very supportive, you're very intuitive, okay? And you're loving yourself. You're building, I don't think you're actually building a relationship with anybody. I think you're building a relationship with you again, okay? You know, you're trying to move forward from all this backwards and forwards, okay? You know, you don't want that, okay? Because they did leave you hanging. Let's see how this person may be feeling. Victim. So yeah, I'm getting this person is going through something with whomever they're living with, okay? And flawed, defective, and a failure. They're feeling quite ashamed about moving towards something that is very codependent, very addictive, very toxic, okay? So it could be drugs, it could be, they're definitely depending on each other for 3D stuff, money, assets, materialism, greed, envy. So they could have a business, marriage, property, cars, money, accounts, okay? And it's not working, okay? And they feel like a victim now. They're kind of fed up with themselves, okay? I mean, they're fed up with themselves, all right? For the moves they made. We'll get a yin-yang oracle. What else do we need to know? Moving forwards. Yeah, you surrendered it, you let go, you purged it, you released, okay? You're loving yourself. So moving forward, you decided to release all the negative energy, okay, and let go and transform. Okay, so you're in this transformative state. Let's see. Okay. Oracle card. Okay. And they feel ashamed because they lied and schemed, calling in your soulmates. I'm getting this as this person. They're trying to call you back in, okay? Because they realise that you were it says this could be the one. You really were the person they should have took action towards, but they didn't. You know, they went to a marriage that isn't working, okay? Somebody lazy, toxic, somebody that could have addictions, they could have addictions, okay? It's just, it's not going too well. What do we need to know moving forward? And then we'll close the read. What do we need to know moving forward? What do we need to know moving forward? Yeah, you know, you're this Queen of Cups, okay? They see you as this caring, nurturing person, and you're healing, okay? You're taking time to decide what you need to know about this Queen of Cups. You know, you're making decisions for yourself, you know, which way to go. You're getting options and choices now, okay? You're going to get good news, okay? And it could be from a King of Cups, okay? Yeah, you're trying to move forwards, okay? So you've got choices coming up. You may be keeping that close to your chest. I think you're very much alone at the minute. You know, you decided to move away. You're walking away from anything that doesn't serve you, okay? Because you felt very stalemated. So you're loving yourself. You're nurturing yourself. You may be wanting to travel, okay? But you're walking away from things that just don't serve you, okay? And you've got choices coming, which are going to help you move away from anything that isn't of your higher value. So I hope that helped. If it did, please like, subscribe, share and comment.